Aloha, everybody, and welcome to Facebook Live with Mel Rapozo. It's Wednesday, April 3rd. Long time no see. Welcome back to all of you that have decided to join us again today on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon. Aloha, Ed McDowell. Hey, Rory. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been a couple of weeks. Ku'ulinani, Penny. Oh, got a bunch of you guys. All right. Mason, thank you for joining us, Mason. Penny, Kalani, Mahina. Oh, my goodness. Paul, Tammy, Malachi Araneta. Aloha, guys and gals. Thank you, guys. You guys missed me last week. I missed you guys. Was in Dallas, Texas, for a business meeting or convention, and got a nice getaway from over here. My son was up in Texas as well, so I got to spend a little bit of time with him and ate some good Tex-Mex food from downtown Dallas and the outskirts. Was what a fantastic place. I can see why a lot of people moving to Texas now. The cost of living is cheap. Properties, the homes, $250,000, $260,000 range gets you a nice place in Dallas and the nearby areas. So I didn't know that. I thought Dallas was a more pricey area, but real estate very, very reasonable. And my son's girlfriend's sister lives up in Dallas with her husband. He linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers. So played for Dallas for 2 years and bought a home there. But the real estate, from what I could see, aloha Jim and Hoku. Sorry, I'm missing over here. Clayton, Tombes Olives, Patsy, of course, Joe Kane. All right, thank you guys. Yeah, the real estate was quite surprising. So I know I got a cousin. A lot of you remember Ron Victorino from the Otsuka's commercials. He's up in Austin, I believe. My other cousin lives in San Antonio. But I got a friend that's living in West Texas. But bottom line is that a lot of opportunities up in Dallas, up in Texas, in Dallas area, and the real estate unbelievably cheap, as in reference to here in Hawaii. So. Just food for thought, maybe a destination besides the Pacific Northwest, which in Oregon, because of the development and because of the amount of people moving to the Portland area and the areas surround, their real estate prices are climbing quickly. So yes, Dallas is quite a distance away, but again, opportunity-wise, jobs, real estate is incredible. Glad I had an opportunity. It's been 37 years since I had been in Texas. I went to San Antonio, Texas for my basic training back in '82, and after 2 months there, went up north to Wichita Falls, where I spent the almost a year in my technical training, which was my telephone electronics training. But gosh, what an eye opener over there in Dallas. So unfortunately, still not a Dallas Cowboy fan. Just the fact that I was there for almost a week did not convert me to be a Dallas Cowboy fan. But I gotta tell you, there's some hardcore, true blue Dallas Cowboy fans in Dallas, and it's very hard to find any fans for any of the other teams. It was just very loyal city. They love their Cowboys. Hey, Jason, Roland, Zandra, and Karen, thank you guys. Oh, some more. Lena Ala, Dexter, Calvin, Sarissa. Hey, Sarissa, how are you doing? Brad, or Kippy, Windy, Lou, Martin, and Marie. Thank you guys. Bitos, Bitos, how you doing, Bitos? Enjoy and Lani. Yeah, I just now that Bitos is on, that AAF football, that new league that came up, is done already. Suspended the operations. I'm not sure why. Maybe Bitos knows. Bitos, if you found out why, maybe you can Hey, Vikings. Yeah, I tell you, get some good teams. Get some good teams out there. But Beatles, if you can punch in why um, that league is being shut down. Hey, Jerry. We all would love to know. But yeah, we'll see. Kawhi Rose. Yeah, yeah, I'm disappointed too, Beatles. That was a fun league to watch. I don't know. People said it was a baby league, whatever. I didn't think so. I thought it was a very professional league, and it had some quality players and good action. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, they said no more money, but I read today that the guy that founded the unit or the league said that that wasn't the issue. So there must be some problems with the NFL. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Hey, Susan and Michelle, thank you guys for joining us. If real quick, just I'm curious, if you can type in your football team. What is your favorite NFL football team? If you can punch them in the window, I'm just curious how many fans we get out there. I know already we get some Dallas Cowboy fans because I know. I mean, they never keep it secret, so that'd be cool. Hey, Donna. Let's see. Robert Kramer. Aloha, Robert. Kawhi Rose. Cool. Well, yeah, it's been 2 weeks, so like I said, gone for a week, so I had to do some catching up, and I'm just trying to jot down what were the top news while I was gone. All right, Chargers. Hey, Denise. Thank you for joining us. I mean, I guess there's a lot of stories, but I think one that caught my eye while I was away was the Coco Palms defaulting on their loan, and now again back to where we were. Niners got it. Titans got it. Khalil Perez, welcome back from the Orient. I hope you had a good time. I saw all the goodies that you were carrying around Japan. I gotta say something though. All right, Houston, Cleveland, Marcus, Seahawks, then the 49ers, then the Steelers, then the Cowboys. You did stand out like a sore thumb in all the pictures that I saw, Khalil. The rest of your crew all look like they belong in Japan or that they fit in Japan. You just stood out like a sore thumb. So, hey, Stan and Belinda, I cannot wait to hook up and hear you guys' stories of your travels to Japan. So, all right, Bernie, thanks for joining us. So yeah, Coco Palms, so we're right back where we started. A dilapidated hotel, all the promises made, nothing delivered. So unfortunately, what next? I don't know. I have no idea. I know a lot of people are yelling and screaming that, that the county should buy it. And, I think a nonprofit should buy it. I think, with the debt that's outstanding, I'm not sure who can afford it. I'm not sure how this will all play out. If the banks will get it and own it and try to sell it, but at the end of the day, I think the county and the state and possibly even the federal government is going to have to work on a plan to get that matter resolved, and we cannot allow that to just sit there and rot away and wait for a next potential buyer. I think. And I stated this in the beginning when the two owners, when I met them, I said from the beginning, if these two gentlemen who had a portfolio of properties that they were able to turn around, if these two people weren't able to do it, then I don't think anybody else could, unless you find a guy like Zuckerberg who's willing to dump a lot of millions and millions and millions of dollars. But I think to look to the state and the county for to being the facilitator of getting this project resolved or this issue resolved, I think is the only solution. But we're gonna have to wait and see. Because obviously the county doesn't have the money. I mean, the county does not have the money, and neither does the state. And I just tired of taxes and increases. So we'll see. We will see. I know that it's going to be, I don't think we'll see another hotel owner come in. And yeah, Wendy, I saw that too. I saw the property, the equipment on there. Looks like they're cleaning up. I'm not sure who's down there. I'm not sure if it's, the remaining work off of an existing contract. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it comes, what happens next. So and then not long after Coco Palms came out, we see that Coconut Beach Resort, that new hotel that was planned for the marketplace, that went into default as well. That was going to be, as you all know, 330 unit timeshare project. That's almost a blessing in disguise, honestly, because we just simply cannot, our infrastructure simply cannot. Hey, JJ and Billy Canoy, Mayor Billy, love you, my brother. It is so nice to see you on this call, Billy. Please feel free to chime in on the text box, man. I love you, my man. I love you, my man. No, Gina, you're not invisible. And so, yeah, we'll see. You know, again, these projects were all approved decades ago, and they were basically just fulfilling their rights to develop off of permits and entitlements that were a fit years ago or decades ago. But you know, Kauai has changed, and we have reached the point that we no longer can continue to develop until our main infrastructure is fixed. And that, I think, is where a lot of politicians are forgetting. So again, I think it's a blessing in disguise. I think that you know, we can regroup and figure out what we do with that property. Again, you know, property rights is a very important right, and you know, we are not able to go in and take away entitlements from people, and it is what it is. So we got to be real careful about how we proceed with that. Let's see over here. Bitos, I was at the DMV today. It was terrible. Registration 2 hours or more wait. DMV was about 1 hour. Yeah, I know, man. That's becoming a problem. And you know, I'm hearing a lot of complaints about that as well. And again, that's not going to be resolved unless we open up more. They're not tellers, but clerks at the windows. You know, when you have everybody mad rush going down there, and you know, again, I've said in the past, the Safeway kiosks are great, but those kiosks should be put in the county building where you do your DMV. That's where it should be, and you know, I think you should be able to go down to the county building and you know, kudos to the administration for coming up with the pick a number or pull a number system. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you're in line or you're pulling a number. I mean, I guess it provides a little bit of freedom to walk around, but you need more people servicing the community, and that is what I think is lacking. And zoning is zoning. Absolutely. Hey, Sherry and Wallace. I'm just sorry because I'm looking at the comments as we go down. Only had one window open. Well, there you go. That's the problem right there. And I don't know what the hold up or why we don't have more people out in the front. But that is the solution. You got to get more people servicing more of the customers. That's in any operation. I mean, when you go to McDonald's, Burger King, it doesn't matter. If you only have one person working the window, then you know, then obviously the lines are going to grow, and you don't have any options. You can go to Safeway, but again, why not bring those kiosks and set up 4 or 5 kiosks at the county building, and set up 5 or 6 kiosks throughout the island, you know, in addition to Safeway. So, you know, we'll see. Must have new license to travel in 2020. I saw that, Ed. My goodness, unbelievable. Mac Andrade, Joey. Gotcha, Joey. Hey, Billy, I'm gonna come Kauai soon. Eat some of Patsy's grinds. Yeah, man. I tell you, I get more comments about Patsy's grinds than about the issues that surround the people of Kauai and Hawaii. Hey, Julie. Yeah, it's incredible. I'm out on this boring one. No one answering my question. Okay, Gina, sorry. But yeah, so gotta put more employees out, and I don't understand how the scheduling works down there. I'm not sure why we're not having, you know, more and more servers. Yeah, got tied up in Dallas because my flight was delayed so much that I missed my connecting flight, or I would have missed my connecting flight in LA. So they kept me overnight in Dallas, and they instructed us to go down to the service agent or service counter in Dallas airport. And there were a lot of people in line, as you can imagine. And when we got there was one agent, and then we had two agents. Eventually we had three agents. And, you know, common sense, right? By the time the third agent came, the line flowed much quicker. So yeah, it is, that is the solution. Other than that, I think the kiosks and removing the fee. I mean, that it's a small fee, but nonetheless, you know, people don't want to pay. And I could never understand why we would charge the public, and this goes back many administrations, we would charge the public if they wanted to use or pay for their registration online. Why would we charge them when in fact we should be encouraging the people to use the online system? Right, we're taking the load off of the county's staff, so we should be encouraging and incentivizing these taxpayers, the citizens, the residents that are paying for their taxes or registrations online. It just makes sense. So yeah, that, you know, and yes, I know it comes with a cost, but again, to provide that service to the community, that is something that I think that should be eliminated, and you would encourage more use of the online payment systems. That just, to me, it just makes sense, and it's well worth the cost that the county would have to pay for those transaction fees. So, you know, again, find a credit card processing system that has the lowest fees and go forward. And that is something that I think we should be looking at. So yeah, we got Cocoa Palms going down. We got the Coconut Beach Resort going down. And again, I think it's time for Kauai to take a break, step back, breathe, and admit to the fact that we have more tourists than we need right now, or that we can handle and accommodate, basically because of the infrastructure. We just are way behind in our infrastructure. And I think that is a major problem. And we're talking about major infrastructure. I'm not just talking about the roads and the traffic, although that is a problem as well, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But you know, your wastewater, your solid waste, you know, your whole the complete package of what is needed to service a development. So hey, Garrett and Bruno. So yeah, definitely got to start working on an infrastructure plan for our wastewater, the sewer, the water systems, the solid waste, our landfill. We got issues, and I'm telling you, it's all headed for disaster. And we got to wake up and smell the coffee. Hey, Malia and Dave Vasquez, awesome. Suyoka store is now an ABC store. If any of you have been to the new ABC store in Koloa, please share with us your experience. I have not been able to get down there yet. Fairbanks, Alaska. Right on, Malia. Thank you for joining us from Fairbanks, Alaska. What the heck is the temperature in Fairbanks, Alaska right now? I'm dying to know. I was in Dallas the first 2 days or so was in the 70s, and then the last few days it was in the 40s. So they got some mean temperature shifts up there, but I have no idea what it is in Fairbanks. I'm assuming it's freezing. So anybody been to Suyoka store in Koloa, please chat in the box. How was your experience? Is it still the same product, same service, same everything? You know, I just read, somebody posted on Facebook that the Suyoka store snack bar now accepts debit cards. So that's a huge departure from the old style. But again, they're noticing that it's a benefit. And, you know, I'm sure they're not charging the people a surcharge. 25 degrees, ouch. Hey, Sandy, my sister Sandy. You know, they're not charging that extra a couple of percent service fee. So anyway, again, maybe we can learn in that sense from the private sector. So yeah, if you've been to Suyoka, I want to know. I want to know how it is and what it is. I plan to get out there in the next week or so. Check it out. I got to get out to Koloa and do some work out there. So yep, please let us know if you had an experience. What was your experience at the new ABC store, formerly known as Suioka store, another pillar of the culture here on Kauai, and hopefully they will retain that level of service and that 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 culture of Suioka that we all know and we all love. Yeah, their cheeseburgers. Ooh, man, I tell you, how to beat the cheeseburger. Still cheap. I don't know what it is today, but how to beat that cheeseburger special right there. Arnold, Patricia, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Hey, cousin Rick, aloha, aloha. Okay, another big problem that's, it's been a problem for a long time, but it's now surfacing because I think you guys are all familiar with that area by Haleko Street, that little strip mall along where Rice Street turns into Kaumuli, and the bushes. It was all had all trees over there. In the trees, there was a community of homeless people. Well, now because they've cut the trees, now everyone can see the homeless community. But the community's been there for years, Hey, Manny, last pillars, Kawamura Farm and PSND. Absolutely, we'll see how long they can hold out and operate. But yeah, that is a problem. That is a huge problem, and it's starting to affect the businesses there on Haleko. And again, just another what I call the collateral damage of our lack of housing, lack of affordable housing, that is, and just the amount of people flying over here and moving over here. Yeah, it's becoming a big problem, and it's something that we better learn and face the reality, because it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. Hey, Sonny and Kayla, nice to see you guys. Don't forget to support my mom and dad DeFreeze Lunch Wagon. Absolutely. If you haven't ate at the DeFreeze Lunch Wagon, they're at the Lihi in Kapa'a. Make sure you stop by and pick up some Ono local food made with love from the DeFreeze. Yeah, thank you for reminding me, Malia. If any of you guys got any tips or pointers on businesses, local business here on Kauai, hey, this is where you can plug away. Plug away. I got to tell you, there's a lot of people on right now, but throughout the next week, there's a lot more people going to watch the replay. So, yeah, it's a great place to promote. And I love the DeFreeze food. So if you guys in the Lihi area, the Lihi in Kapa, stop by and grab your box lunch from the lunch wagon there. Hey, Angie and Candice, thank you very much. So this county is going to have to start looking at the models that have been done by the other places, whether across the country or right in our backyard on Oahu, setting up these homeless communities, whether it's tiny homes, whether it's barrack style, whatever it is, we got to get the people put into areas where they can live clean and safe and so forth, and in an area where they can be offered the social services that they need. And again, without getting into the huge debate about what causes homelessness and the mental illness and the drug addictions and blah blah blah, we all know what makes up that community, but there is a segment of that community that is deserving of our help. And we got Kupuna, we got Keiki, we got a lot of people that are down on their luck, and we need to help. And those that are suffering from mental illness, we need to work with the state to help them as well. And the criminals need to be addressed by the judicial system, and they need to be arrested and processed. So it's obviously a multi-pronged approach, but we cannot ignore it and pretend that it's not there. And this criticism really is to the state, who has promised and spoke about all of the monies that they're putting towards the homeless issue. And, and again, my comments are my comments only, but I have not seen, and I could be wrong, since I left the council in December, maybe we did get the funds. I don't know, but as of my last day, we had not received any significant funding from the state that we could address this problem. Hey, Candice. Kalia, hey, how are you, sweetie? Gaylord, Doreen, Joe, and Richard. Mahalo for joining. But you know, we the more we ignore it, the more we neglect it. We're only heading down a horrific road. And yes, it's there at Haleco now, but we know, all of us here from throughout this island there's pockets or communities of homeless individuals and families. And we should be there providing the assistance to the families that need help. And, you know, HUD vouchers and all those things, yeah, they work, but if you don't have the inventory, you don't have the homes, you don't have the apartments, you don't have the houses that accept these vouchers, or we just have an inventory issue. So regardless of what's on the books, that, you know, if it's not working, it's not working. So, hey, Johnny and May Rita, thank you. We got to get some tangible. We got to put up these little mini homes and build these little communities. And I know somebody just cost you less is perfect. You know, again, wherever it may be, but we need to make an honest effort in locating these potential sites that we can house our homeless population. You know, it's hard to kick people out from places if you don't have anywhere for them to go. You cannot send the cops in and say, hey, you cannot stay here. Well, where are we going to go? Just go find somewhere else. And it becomes just that. Yeah, the cat and mouse game. Rather than having a facility, having a shelter facility that's adequate, that can house those that need the temporary housing. I think that's where we got to start. Thought Cocoa Palms would sure make a lot of housing where the locals, those who live here, can benefit of that beautiful area. Yeah, well, Wendy, I'm not sure there's no way I think anybody will come up with any kind of money or a financing plan that'll develop housing at Cocoa Palms. You know, again, and then with the issue of the cultural significance of that area, I think the real only use for Cocoa Palms right now would be removing the structures and trying to bring that back as close as we can to what it used to be. Again, you know, there's no revenue involved, no finance, there's no money involved in that. So it's going to be difficult for someone to come in unless, like I said, unless you're a Mark Zuckerberg, who's, I know he doesn't watch this, but maybe somebody that knows him does, that, you know, for him to come in and take and purchase it with a commitment that it would be restored to a cultural park or a park and using it as a I don't want to say a monument, but a tribute to Cocoa Palms and the history that Cocoa Palms did for Kauai or brought to Kauai. And it's not just about Elvis Presley, believe me. There's a lot more to Cocoa Palms than Elvis Presley and Blue Hawaii. Many generations. Hey, Jackie and Wayne, many generations of us here are directly connected to that property because of our families working there and the amount of time that we spent there. There was a time, and many of you can appreciate this, that's been here for a long time, where that was our outing. Remember, how many of you remember getting in your dad's car, your mom's car, and driving over to Cocoa Palms to go look at the zoo? Because we couldn't afford to go see a real zoo on Oahu. How many of you remember going over to Cocoa Palms and getting the bread from the kitchen and fishing in the little lagoon for tilapia and having those barbless hooks that they provided, the bamboo poles, and you would catch the fish and with the barbless hook, take out the hook and throw the fish right back in. How many of you remember that? How many of you guys remember Easter Sunday sitting all along the banks of the river watching the Easter bunny come down in the canoe with the Hawaiian music being played? And how many of you remember Santa Claus coming down in a canoe on the lagoon? Yes, the monkey Pilikia. You know, I was going to say that. You remember the monkey Pilikia was his name. But many of us have that personal tie connection to Cocoa Palms. Yeah, I know Sandy remembers that because, you know, my mom worked there for a very long time, and my brothers and myself spent a lot of time there. So, and you know, they were very open. The Gus Landers and the management of that hotel was very open and family oriented. That they would welcome the employees to bring their families over. And the torch lighting ceremony, how many of you remember those Hawaiian guys running through the grove with the torches, you know? And many of us know all of those people that did that. A lot of them are not here anymore, but some of them are still here. So lot of amazing memories, and that is why I supported those two gentlemen when they came and spoke to me about rebuilding Coco Palms. One of the requirements that I had placed on was that you do not change the footprint and you do not convert that to timeshare, that in fact utilizing the exact same footprint that was there. No more expansions, no more spas, no more anything fancy. And that was what they honestly wanted to do, but just couldn't get it done. So I am hoping that someone like a Zuckerberg or a Case or any one of these billionaires. The fireworks show too, Kenny. Thanks for reminding me. They had that's right. They had the fireworks show. See, getting old. But someone like that would be able to come in and just as a give back to the community that you now want to be a part of. That would be an ultimate. Yes, Patricia, your mom and my mom all worked together. That's the thing. That was a family hotel that the management really appreciated the family values. So yeah, awesome. Did an awesome fashion show with Dondi Ho at Queen's audience. Oh gosh, Kawhi Rose. You're bringing back some memories, let me tell you. But wouldn't that be nice, if Mark Zuckerberg or one of them would come in and say, you know, there's a gift back to a community that we love and we treasure and we want to be a part of. 22 million, 30 million, 40 million. I don't care. The guy's got plenty, 100 million, and just do a restoration and just right back. And again, honoring the history and the tradition of the Coco Palms Hotel in whatever way, a museum or I don't know. But again, wouldn't it be awesome for that to happen, as opposed to, going against the community? Why don't you be a part of the community? Why don't you be a part of the solution and not lock yourself up somewhere far, far away and hide behind the gates and walls of trees? Sherry, the Tahiti Fete, absolutely. Absolutely. That was another event that was there. And of course, Elvis Presley. Yes. We all know. My brother, I wasn't born when Elvis was there for Blue Hawaii, but my older brother Gerald was, and there were videos and photos of Elvis carrying my brother. Again, I was not there. I'm not sure, Sandy, if there's any pictures with you and Elvis, but I don't remember you. But I do remember my brother Gerald in Elvis's arms in photos and those little 8mm video movies that we used to have a long, long time ago. It was classic. If you watch the Blue Hawaii movie, this is just a little bit of trivia. If you watch the Blue Hawaii movie, if you ever watch that again, I don't think I'll ever watch it again, but if you do, there's a part in the movie where Elvis's girlfriend gets upset and she jumps in a Jeep and she takes off. And I forget what the actress's name was, but the Jeep actually goes into the lagoon, gets into an accident, drives into the lagoon. And when they were filming the movie, they needed someone to drive the Jeep into the lagoon. And they couldn't find anybody. So I am told that my mom was the one they put in the driver's seat and drove that Jeep into the lagoon. It's hard to tell. I did watch it after I had heard that, and it's hard to tell, but I have no reason to doubt that. And so that's our little piece of history, the Rapozo piece of history, as far as Blue Hawaii goes. So yes, I think a proper tribute to Elvis and what he's done for Kauai, I think would work. But again, wouldn't that be an awesome gift from one of our rich people that live on the island? And it's not just Mark Zuckerberg, trust me. We got a lot of wealth on this island. We got tremendous wealth on this island. You read about the Oakley brother, guys that own the Oakley sunglasses. They're in a property dispute. They're renting their homes out on Honolulu Bay as vacation rentals, violating the law. Yeah, it's really frustrating because, and this is a just side note, but they had through a local representative had asked for my assistance because they claimed that they wanted to put up a chain link fence because they wanted to bring their kids here and their animals, and they wanted to keep the dogs in their property, and they wanted to do it without getting a shoreline certification. Anyway, they wanted some assistance with redoing the legislation, which obviously we didn't do. But I was told that they were going to live here and that this was going to be their residence, and then it had nothing to do. Now I find out they're vacation renting the house. It frustrates me when these people come over here and they lie. Just be real. Yeah, I want to build a fence so I can keep the public out and I can rent this thing out privately. No, we're gonna lie to you and get your trust, and then we come back and screw you. So anyway, I'm over it. These kinds of people, and those people are, to me, they're not good for Kauai. They're not good for Kauai. So going back to my point, why not become good for Kauai? And when you see these, there's so many opportunities to help this community, whether it's with our drug treatment center, or it's the Cocoa Palm property, or supporting the food banks, and maybe they do, but we have a long way to go. Why not build a homeless shelter if you can afford it? We'll put your name on the wall. We'll put your name on the building. We'll name it after you, whatever you want, but not too much of that going on. And I think that's where they're frustrating. So anyway, original topic was the homeless. We gotta figure out how a way. Now I don't think Cocoa Palms is a good area to put homeless. When we talk about the traffic, any more residential development in that area is going to just make the traffic worse. So like I said, blessing in disguise with Coconut Resort or whatever, Coconut Beach Resort. Likewise with Cocoa Palms. We've heard it from many people that was going to just be devastating on traffic. And we all know that. I just had a message today. Why aren't they opening up the Cane Hall roads? That's the question you got to ask the new administration. There is no more, there is nothing else we can do. Unless right now, I'm talking short term, in the near future, is open up new lanes. There's nothing else we can do. You can adjust work schedules, that'll help. But at the end of the day, you need more lanes of travel for the vehicles. And that is the only solution right now. But that's not where this county is going. So get used to it and just enjoy the ride, I guess. It's frustrating. Hey, Kalabaya, Jonah, Brian, my other brother from the Big Island, Rob, Sheriff, sorry I missed some of you guys. Janelle, Adam, mahalo for joining, guys. Wally, Christina EY, hey, long time no see. Maka Eva and Michael, JC, thank you guys. So Danny Hamada, the legendary Danny Hamada on board as well. So yeah, so that goes back to the traffic, and what is the short-term solution is, open up those cane roads. We have the GE tax money now. We can go in and get those the condition of those roads up to a level of standard that is safe to drive on. And then one of the concerns was, Mel, no more lights on that road. Well, there ain't no lights on the highway either. Think about it. Unless you're at the intersection by the jail or at the intersections where you got the lights, there ain't no lights on that highway. We do perfectly fine. We'd have to put up some guard rails where, the drop-offs are steep. But other than that, give the drivers some credit that we know how to drive. That's a horrible excuse, no more lights. But get it to a point where and then somebody said, it's unstable. Unstable? Those roads were used by cane trucks for decades and decades and decades. Matthew, Kaluahini, and Katie. So, I guess what I'm saying is stop telling us why we cannot do it, because we know that's a solution. We know that is. And I said, I got to drive. I work at 10 o'clock every night. And not yes, because of the traffic, the work that's doing on the road. And I appreciate the state. Don't get me wrong. I am thankful to be stuck in that traffic at night, because we know that the end result will be a much better result. So don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about the state closing one lane every night. But during the day and during an accident or during whatever, even at night during road work, it's frustrating when you're stuck on that traffic and you look to your right and you see that that just a matter of yards inside is a road that could be used and could get people where they need to go. But no, 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 no. We're gonna sit back and we're just gonna just just be patient, because we got to wait for the state to work out their traffic plan. Well, I just don't think that's the prudent thing to do. Marlene, Kenny, I should run for mayor again. No, I think I think we're gonna work on this angle and educate and inform the public. Yes, many cane roads been on it with my dad where when he worked for Grow Farm. Yeah, I mean we all know. If you've been here long enough, you've been on those roads. Remember a time where we didn't have gates? You remember a time where you could cut out of school, get in your car or your friend's car, and stay completely hidden from the cops on the cane roads? You remember those days? Now, I'm not saying that we were right, but I'm just saying the network of roads on this island exists. And why aren't we pursuing that avenue is my question. Hey, Diane, that's all I'm trying to say, people. That's all I'm trying to say. I got tired of grumbling and complaining. When I was in the police department, we had a deputy chief, Kenny Robinson, best deputy chief I've ever had. Beautiful guy, intelligent, one of the smartest guys I know. And I remember when he was the deputy chief, don't ever approach him with a problem unless you had a possible solution. That was his policy. Don't even come talk to me about something unless you have a possible solution. And, what a wonderful philosophy, right? Don't just come complaining, come with a solution. So we have many people on this island that are brilliant and are coming up with solutions, and it's just nobody's listening. And it's been that way for quite a while. Go fishing Waita. Whoo, Kenny, you're going to make me cry pretty soon, man. You get some awesome, you're triggering the memories, Waita. Woo. Remember all of the reservoirs we could go up and fish for bass. Used to drive from Pacala to Elo Homesteads. We'd only have to cross the paved roads yeah. See, Robert, you know that too, buddy. You know that too. So my point is this. It exists. Yes, is it something we can just turn a switch and it's going to open up tomorrow? No. But is it worth exploring? Is it worth having the negotiations with the current landowners? Is it worth offering them incentives to allow us to utilize the road? Is it worth spending our GEP money on? Yes. Absolutely. You know how many people are late for work every day? You know how many people are miss their flights every day, tourists and locals alike? Eric Crispin, yay! Planner extraordinaire. Hello, my Portuguese friend. Hey, Glenn. So anyway, again, exploring options, exploring possibilities is what we need to be doing. The Band-Aids got to stop. We cannot wait for the state. Cannot wait for the state. If we wait for the state, it ain't going to happen. So yes. How's it, Eric? Right on. Okay, let's go. We get a few more. We only get 15 minutes left. Okay. Council divided on raises. I'm not gonna get into whether people deserve raises or not. Okay, there's two things I want to talk about. Number one is raises should always be based on merit, right? It always should be based on merit. You don't get a raise because you exist. I understand, and I'm not talking about collective bargaining. We have a collective bargaining schedule that based on seniority and time and so forth. However, even though we have that, any increase in pay should be tied back to merit. You should deserve it. In the case where the Salary Commission came up with recommended salary increases for the administrative branch and the legislative branch, I'm talking about all of the department heads, including council members and clerks and all of that, that is a recommendation that they put in a resolution that comes to the county council for approval. Actually, it's not for approval. See, any resolution at our county council requires 4 votes to pass. So if there's a resolution to put up a traffic light, if there's a resolution to put up a bus stop, if there's a resolution to put up traffic signals, there's a resolution to make a no parking zone or a one-way street, that is all done by resolution. You required 4 votes to pass. 4 votes to pass. In the case of the Salary Commission's resolution, it's the only resolution that is by charter. It's not you need 4 votes to pass. The council can only reject the recommendation. You see the difference? Normally, the council will vote to pass. In the case of the salary commission, the council can only reject with a vote of 5. With a vote of 5. So my point is this. In the case of our raises, and you're getting a lot of raises in there for people that just joined the county. And again, nothing in this is personal. Nothing in this discussion is personal. It's philosophical. Philosophical. That resolution goes to the county council. If you have 3 members of the council that supports the raises, it will pass. Because only 4 would oppose. See, on a normal vote, 4 in opposition would kill the resolution. You cannot pass a resolution with 3 votes. But in the case of the salary commission, that's how it works. So all you need is 3 council members to support the raise, and it passes. That is a flaw that I think needs to be fixed. And I think when they wrote that up in the charter, I think it was that's what they wanted to do, because they wanted to make it difficult for the council to reject the raises. To get 5 votes is tough in any situation. So that, again, whether people deserve it or not, I look at when we are coming to the people to ask for more money in taxes, and I understand, yeah, we didn't raise the tax rate, but every one of us, we're paying higher taxes, property taxes, because the assessments went up. So yes, to say that we didn't raise your tax rate is technically true, but we did raise your taxes because of the increase in assessments. So the tax revenue to the county will increase. It will increase. If you really wanted a revenue neutral tax process, then you would lower your tax rate. If your assessments went up, you would lower your tax rates to have a revenue neutral tax collection. But that didn't happen. And I'm not saying it should. I'm just saying that your taxes are being raised. So they're looking at all these additional fees and taxes, right? So, and I'm looking at the state as well. Hey, Auntie Maureen and Glenn and Auntie Millie, I think it's just the timing is wrong for the salary commission to come now and say, hey, and this is $10,000 a year raises for a lot of these guys and gals. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So, in fact, some of these raises, and this is no exaggeration, that some of the increases are more than some families make in a year. Are very low income people, families, and they're surviving off of that, and yet this is a raise. So again, this whole argument about the we cannot find a county engineer, that argument has been made by every mayor, I think, that since I've worked with the county. The bottom line is, how much have we tried to go out and find an engineer that is a licensed engineer? I mean, we have a deputy county, we don't even have a county engineer. So, and there may be some circumstances where pay increases are justified because of the fact it's tough to find the candidates. But this is across the board, everybody. And why would they do that now in a brand new administration? Why not introduce this resolution next year after this administration has had a year to operate? And at that point, make the determination whether or not any raises should be granted. I would never figure out why the termites eating my house, but it is worth more with less wood. Yeah, I think we all get that, Arnold. We all get that. So that's going to be a discussion come up. I know at the last vote it was a 3-3 tie. Mr. Brune had tragically lost his sister the night before, so he was not able to make it to that vote. But again, it doesn't matter at this point what Mr. Brune votes, because you have 3 council members that support the resolution, at least in part, and you have 3 council members that voted against it. So regardless which way Arthur Brune goes, and I tend to believe that Mr. Brune will not support the raises. I haven't spoken to him about it. Hey, Deborah Michioka Thompson, it doesn't matter. If the votes don't change, the 3 and 3 don't change, this resolution will pass. And I understand that the votes for the council portion, the salary resolution is broken down into 3 points. So I understand that the council will not, or they will reject the part for the council members, but the other 2 sections will pass. You know, it's, I guess, quite, for me anyway, it's quite disappointing, but you know, it is what it is. Hey, Sadet, my classmate, Peter, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see if I caught everybody. Anything else anybody like talk about before we wind this thing down? We got the corridor traffic, the courtyards complex. Oh, no, no, oh my God. Another big thing going on right now is the Waipoli courtyards. That is the housing project by Quintara. I spoke of this, I think, 2 weeks ago. But we are right now, we are at crunch time. There are 82 families, local families that live in that complex, and there may be more. I mean, like any project, some of those units have more than one family. But as it stands today, 82 families will lose their housing if this county doesn't purchase that project. See, when we put that requirement into the development, when Kauai Lagoons wanted to rezone their property, they actually did a down zoning. But the only time the council has an opportunity to put in some conditions is during rezoning. So we put in a rezoning in a condition that they have to build affordable housing. So they built the one by the industrial center, and they didn't have enough land to build the rest, so they had to buy the land by Quintaro and build this structure. And unfortunately, the affordability requirement expires this year. So the way it works is, come August, the county will have an opportunity, they'll have the first opportunity to purchase the property at fair market value. And if we don't take that opportunity, then the owner, which is the former Kauai Lagoons people, will be able to sell this at the open market. Now remember, that is a resort zoned property. It's sitting in the visitor destination area, which means they can turn that 82 units immediately into timeshare, vacation rentals, a hotel. And my problem with all of this is that 82 units, 82 families are going to go away. And where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? Now, I understand that some members of the council are working with some nonprofits, and there's an opportunity, a possible opportunity to partner with the private sector to acquire this land, keep those 82 families intact in those units. I have asked you, I think 2 weeks ago, everybody that watches this, everyone that you know, that we need to get in touch with our council members and our mayor and let them know that this is something that we support. We support keeping those units in affordable housing. I don't know where 82 families would go today. Look in the paper. Look on Craigslist or whatever else that advertises for housing. There ain't no 82 units out there that these people can move to. Where are they going to go? Now, I know some people say, hey, I don't want my tax money supporting that family. They should go get another job. That's not the point. We have made a commitment to the people for the last many years that we're going to focus on affordable housing, that we're going to develop affordable housing. And no one had a problem with that. All of a sudden, we got people that are saying, hey, I don't want my money going for that. Well, this is an opportunity for this county to acquire 82 units that can be in affordable housing forever. Forever. And I think that we need to jump on that, because if we lose that 82 units, it's not just the loss of 82 units. It's the horrific impact that 82 more units of visitor industry or visitor accommodations in that Wailua area. So I don't want to hear this. People say, no, my money shouldn't, taxpayer money shouldn't go. No, this is an opportunity for this county to get turnkey. We don't need buy the land. We don't need build infrastructure. We don't need build parking. We don't need bring in water. We don't need bring in sewer. We don't need build vertical construction. Everything is there. You tell me, first of all, where would we go find land? Where would we find land to go build 82 units in an affordable range that has infrastructure right there? This is a turnkey project. This is a well-maintained project. And This is an opportunity that I think the public needs to accept and say, hey, we support. Garrett Danner, thank you. Pono, April, Amanda, thank you guys for joining us. Sorry for the passions coming out at the end. We only get a few more minutes, but it is vital. It is vital that this county work with the state or whoever they got to work with, or if they got to go float bonds and borrow money, so be it. But we need to acquire that parcel. We need to acquire it to provide permanent, affordable units forever and ever and ever in an area that is beautiful. Or we lose and 82 families go somewhere yet to be determined. Well, I can guarantee you a lot of them will be homeless. A lot of them will have nowhere to go. A lot of them will be living in their cars, at the beaches, in a tent, or in bushes. And how can we sit back and say, no problem? You see, the problem is this. If we don't buy that, the law requires us to be able to buy that at affordable, at fair market value. But because of the location, because of the zoning, because of the permitted uses of that parcel, if the county turns it down, that property, in my estimation, and again, I'm not an economist, I'm not a real estate guy, maybe Ed McDowell on this call, or on this session, or others may know more, but I would speculate that whatever the fair market value is right now, based on the housing or based on the use that it is, which is a residential affordable housing project, the market value for that unit or that project or that complex would probably triple or quadruple for the developer that's going to come in and turn that over into a timeshare project. So what do you prefer? Kick 82 people out, 82 families out, and invite more rich to come in? Or say, no, we're going to exercise our right that was granted to us by the council years ago, that we have the first right to purchase, or the first right to refuse. I suggest, and I'm asking you for your help, I am asking you for your help. Contact your council members, contact your mayor, and say, please support the acquisition of that project. We need to keep that units in affordable housing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 6:28. I want to thank you guys again for joining us on Wednesday, April 3rd, 5:30 to 6:30 every Wednesday. I know we missed it. First one we missed in a long time, where I felt guilty. I was on a plane. Otherwise, I would have done it. But we will definitely have discussion again next week, Wednesday. As you can see, it's getting dark. I forgot to turn on the light. We'll have you guys discuss next week. Let me know. Send me your message, what you like to talk about. We'll pump them up, put them on the agenda, and we'll have the discussion next week, Wednesday, 5:30, 6:30. You guys have a great night. Love you guys. God bless. Take care. Aloha.